Good evening, and bienvenue, my fond fair rouge raiders. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you, well, yet another video for the day. And this one's going to be a bit of a surprise. However, I will say this before anyone cracks down on me. I talked to the original creator, so to speak, and me and him have, well, needless to say, as some of you may know him as Last of Us, me and him have come to a, well, he didn't mind it in the slightest. In fact, he actually somewhat supported it. So, yes, he a good guy. We know each other. Yes, he is very good and all that. And I love his series. Honestly, he makes some damn good overpowered ones, but I prefer the drama that comes from the slightly less overpowered variety. So yes, we shall start this series. If it becomes that, depending on what you guys like. As we kick things off, it has been 5 years since, well, we should say the war arc of My Hero Academia. After Izuku killed Shigaraki, after everything that went down, everything that happened, things have somewhat settled down in the big city. He is an adult, and he's actually get married. And it's not to the person you think. This is a what if after all, and to be honest, we all know that that ship is going to be the canon sailing ship for the series, so why not add a spice of life to it? His wife's going to be Momo Yaoyorozu, because I know a bunch of people ship that one. So yes, they are married, fresh newlyweds, after confessing their strange love from, we'll just say, recovering partners. Due to certain incidents we will refrain from speaking about until later. And things are going pretty well. He is the new #1 hero. It took him a little bit to get that title, a grand total of 1.5 years. Yeah. Crazy bastard is crazy bastard. He's strong. After all, one for all. He's got the 7 quirks down pat. Oh yeah, he's pretty damn good. He's solid. Yeah. Let's just say this. He's hanging out at his house with his wife, and they're discussing things about how everything has finally calmed down and feels at ease and seems all so nice and cheery. When, as you know, hero work calls. And naturally, the #1 hero, Deku, and the #7 hero, Creati, have to be out on the scene, doing what they do best, kicking villain butt. However, this villain that they come across is a very, very strange villain indeed. Very, very strange. And we may ask, what do I mean by strange? Well, he's got the mad scientist motif down pat. I mean, the crazy long hair, the unkempt look, the smell that looks like he hasn't showered in like 5 weeks. Yeah, Mofo's got it down. And he is, according to him, well, making something that will change this world permanently. As the reason why they're being called is his invention has been draining the city massively of power. He's stealing, siphoning power from most of Japan. As, yes, he is quite certain that this thing's going to work. The first time ever tested. Oh boy. So naturally, Deku and Krieti show up, along with a couple of other heroes. The number 2 hero, well, we'll just call him Dynamite. Or as some people would call him, Kachan! Or as other people would call him, crazy motherfucking bastard deserves to get shot in the leg. Anyways, as that whole thing goes down, yeah, they easily wind up wrapping this guy up, so to speak. But not before, well, he's able to press the big red button. As he presses the big red button, this thing begins to turn on and a giant vortex begins to open up as Deku immediately yeets everyone away from this thing as he's trying to fend it off or trying to stop it or, you know, doing the hero thing that Deku do. As he's realizing, oh crap, this thing's a lot more powerful than I realized. If I can't risk blowing it up, but at the same point in time, what do I do? Think, Izuku, think. As he then uses Black Whip and One for All to wrap around this thing several times over. It says, well, shit. Least I could do is try and get this thing from blowing up, or at least absorb most of the impact. Oh, this does not look good. As suddenly he feels a very familiar sensation on his back. Huh? What the? Momo, what are you doing here? I'm not letting you do this alone. You've done too much alone as it is. But this thing's dangerous, Momo. You need to get out of here. No. Momo, don't be foolish. This thing is likely going to blow. I know. And I can't live, and if you go down, I go down with you. Momo, be serious here. As the machine gets to get begin to sorry, had a brain fart. As the machine begins to vibrate with even more intensity, as it begins to feel like it's shaking itself apart, as Izuku tries to clamp down harder and harder on this thing, trying to rip it apart, but it's as if some otherworldly force is acting upon it. As can't hold it much longer. Momo, run. Not without you. If this thing goes off the way I think it might, we could just have to say goodbye. I have to stay here. It's a hero's duty to be willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. You have to run. And it's a wife's duty to make sure her husband isn't alone. I love you, Izuku Midoriya. So if we go down together. You crazy woman. Before Izuku can act upon his inner nature and try and black whip her away, the machine goes off. And a very big, loud explosion can be heard from all sides. However, when everyone goes back to examine the machine, it was rended apart. Or I should say, it seems to be intact until all of a sudden the strange fielding dissipates as this pink aura completely shatters and falls apart, followed up by the machine itself looking as if it's being rended instantaneously apart, flying all over the place. Sheared metal and everything aside, as Dynamite rushes to the the mad scientist and says, "What the hell did you do?" I have no idea. I set that thing on random. What? I don't know. I set the thing on random. It was meant to bring me back in time, so I could kill the first person who ever had a quirk. However, I have no idea where that thing did now. As far as I know, it could either have gone back through our time, or reached an entirely new dimension. The amount of power I saw coursing through it was nothing like I've ever thought was possible. Oh yes. Whenever Izuku and Momo get to, well, a different place and open their eyes, realizing they're not dead, but they're in the middle of a goddamn forest. Like, what the hell? They're looking around, kind of curious, like, what on earth? Did you do this? Are we alive? We're alive! And then Mizuku immediately turns around and looks at Momo, kind of looking down a little bit with a scowl, going, "You crazy woman! You could have gotten killed." Yes. And how many times have you nearly gotten killed? That's not the point. It is the point. Do you have any idea the amount of heart attack inducing times you've put me through? No, you don't. When you disappeared for several months doing your vigilante thing, do you have any idea how worried all of us were? That's not fair. Not fair? What's not fair is you still act on your own impulses, trying to do everything by yourself. That's not fair. I'm the number one hero. Number one hero doesn't mean number one idiot. You do not have to do everything by yourself. We are in this together. You do not do things without me. Understand? Understand? Yes, dear. Good. As she pats him on the head and... I feel whipped. You kind of are, but it's adorable. That doesn't make it better, Momo. As they begin looking around and realize this doesn't look like any part of Japan I've ever been to. And I've been through a lot of Japan, and America, and Germany. Why? I was following All Might's footsteps for a bit during my vacation time. I mean, hell, he died recently and everything else like that, so after the war, kind of went to his old stomping grounds. He went to Germany only for a little bit. It was like for a school thing, and he learned a couple of different things from there. Really? Oh yeah. Turns out he could play a decent turns out he could play a decent piano. Didn't know that. Anyways, so, where are we? Wow, that's a okay, this isn't America by far, but that is it me or does that look like a weird imitation of Mount Rushmore? Yeah, it kind of does. Well, okay then. As he picks Momo up bridal style and uses float along with Black Whip to kinda, well, I would say semi-fly, as he basically, whew, 1 foot old Black Whip plus float just shoots him towards a generalized target location. As he gets within about a couple 100 yards of it before he lands and begins walking up to the village gates, as the guards are instantaneously, well, on guard, going, "Hold it, who are you and why are you dressed so weird?" Okay, strange. Name's Deku, also known as Izuku Midoriya. #1 hero of Japan. I'm here for, well, be honest, weird thing happened with a strange scientist. His machine blew up and, well, we found ourselves out here. Japan? Where is Japan? I've never heard of this village. Village? Oh no. Momo. Momo. One moment here, I need to consult something with my wife. As they walk away a little bit. Momo, I think we're in an alternate dimension. What? The guy was siphoning a huge amount of power for something. I think the explosion sent us to another dimension. Another dimension. Another dimension. And the worst part about it is, it doesn't seem like this place has heroes or quirks. Or maybe it has quirks, I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it has heroes for sure. It didn't even react when I said I was one. Oh. So should we keep it on the down low? I believe so. What about them? They're probably just gonna think we're nuts. Yeah, the guards are kind of curious what they're talking about and go, sorry about that. Performance, we're performers, got separated from our troupe. Performers? Why, yes, I could do many different things. We were putting on a play for heroes and villains and such like that, for the kids. Our caravan got separated somewhere out there and we wound up here. Oh, what type of tricks can you pull? Oh, here, try this one on for size. As he extends Black Whip out and he's just like, now, don't panic. Huh? As he wraps Black Whip around him and kind of picks them both up into the air and, what are you doing? Relax, calm down, I'm not gonna hurt you. As basically he kind of just, how should we put this? Begins to kind of pirouette them around and, well, places them back on the ground, nice, safely, and calm, going, see, that wasn't too bad. The kids love it. Combine that with a few different other odds and ends I can do, yeah. That was the strangest jutsu I've ever seen. You didn't even use any hand signs. Jutsu. Yes, very advanced technique. So, shall we be let in? Sure, yeah. As they're easily allowed inside and going, okay. Probably should, well, I don't know, buy something? Yeah, sounds about right. Well, I am famished, so let's get some food. Maybe do some investigation work. As they come across this, mm, relatively quickly, see this food stand, or rather, I should say, this restaurant called Ichiraku's Ramen. Ichiraku Ramen. And, well, say, huh? It's been a while since we've had a little bit of junk food. Shall we? Yeah, I'm down. As they both entered in, and oh yeah, they go, bring out some paper money, but huh? What's this? Oh, sorry, it's the main form of currency where we're from. Will these do? As he brings out some coins. Oh, yeah, that'll work just fine. He hands him over that and goes like, oh, coins no work here? Well, I've seen that guy paying with paper, but it looks like they have different things on their paper money than ours. Good point. I'll have to find out what's going on here. Unfortunately, it looks like we may be stuck here for a while, if not permanently. That would be the worst case scenario. As they eat their ramen and everything, right just as they're about to finish it up and Izuku's about to take a big old slurp of the broth, they hear a commotion. A very loud commotion. As Izuku's danger sense is slightly popping off. It's like, Momo, what's going on? As he looks outside and, well, he sees a small boy running. A small, blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy running for his life. Away from a few different young boys. Why is danger sense popping off? Oh no. Anyways, Momo, let's, two-way radios. What? Two-way radios. Can you create some for us? Oh, sure thing. I already have a couple in my pack. Yeah, she brings out a couple of headsets hooked up to her own private batteries and everything. You know what to do here, right? I'll go investigate. Oh, hold up. As they go near the public washrooms and such, and she makes some, well, less conspicuous clothing for him and her, and says, here, change into this. We're getting stared at. Oh, right. As they disappear into the changing room and come back out looking somewhat normal. Okay, so what now? Simple. We try and find out more information about this place. I'll go investigate the shopping district and such. You aren't gonna try and buy everything, are you? Of course not. You know me better. Besides, I could probably make better stuff than this place makes. Fair point. And you will, well, you'll do something useful. We already know this. I'll investigate around and see what this place is like from a different POV. As, sure enough, they separate, keeping radio contact. A bit later, after keeping in communication with each other and Izuku dodging and avoiding glancing eyes of other ninja and things of that nature. He wanders around and sees several kids near a going into a forested area. He goes, huh, that's strange. As he remembers seeing the blonde-haired boy from earlier. What? Why is he following them? My danger sense seemed to be triggered by him. As he slowly but surely follows along, and then he sees something that he really doesn't like. He waits around for a couple of minutes and sees that 3 boys are picking on this young girl with dark hair and pale eyes and fair skin. And this one boy, this blonde-haired boy from earlier, comes up and starts trying to defend her. Starts off with a few little bickerings, leading up to, well, the boy starting to get on top and beginning to pummel the other kid, or at least attempting to, before the other two try and get up and pummel into him altogether. That's when Izuku interferes and uses Black Whip to separate them all, going, whoa, 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 easy, easy, easy. You guys get on out of here. What the? Who are you? None of your business, kid. Now beat it. I saw what you were doing. Don't make me go and tell your parents about the crap you were pulling. Trying to abuse little kids like that. Get out of here. Whatever. As he kneels down and goes, hey, you okay, little man? What? You're not upset with me? Why would I be upset with you? You did something very heroic. Very, very heroic. Huh? Yeah, you stood up for the little girl there. That's always a good thing. I'm sure she appreciates it, right? Yeah. Thank you. See? Wow. That was... You're not just saying this, right? Why would I just be saying this? Trust me, I had to deal with bullies a lot growing up myself. Best thing to do is don't let them get to you. Right. Thank you. Hey, what's your name, kid? Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki? Well, Naruto, would you mind telling me where your parents are so I could thank them myself? What? Well, I'm going to bring you two back to your parents, but I wanted to make sure I thank them properly for raising such a good boy. I don't have any parents. I see. I apologize. That's rough. I grew up without a dad, but at least I always had my ma around. You didn't get a chance for either. Well, maybe your adopted family or the orphanage, they kicked me out. What? Izuku developing a mild tic. What do you mean they kicked you out? Called me a demon. What? 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 You demon? You're... What? As Izuku seems a little... Yes, Izuku seems very agitated, but Naruto thinking it's directed towards him, he kind of curls up a little bit, and Izuku just... I'm not upset at you. I'm more likely upset at the people who called you a demon, Because you're obviously an adorable little cinnamon bun. Oh, good God, I now know how my class felt. What? Nothing. Okay, first things first, we're going to drop you off at your house. Yes, Hinata. Hinata Hyuga. Okay, do you know where your family is at? Yes. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, hold on tight as he picks them both up and uses float to, well, float and black whip to guide him around the, well, city, the village, hidden in the leaves, Konoha. As, yeah, this, yeah, a lot of people see the strange flying man, the strange floating man, rocketing himself off using these strange black tendrils, as a couple of different shinobi wind up keeping track of him and almost interfering, but they realize he's moving deeper and deeper into the village until he comes across the main Hyuga family. Well, I guess you would call it, wouldn't really be a palace, but the Hyuga family living area. Considering, yeah, they have an entire area designated to the Hyugas. As immediately the people are on guard when they see Hinata in a stranger's arms, as he sets her down and goes, and they approach him very, very cautiously. There you go, little miss. Now, I hope you all, as they're going, who are you? Hold up, what do you think you're doing? How dare you lay a finger on Lady Hinata? You're like, whoa, 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 calm down. First off, you should keep better track of her. Did you not know what was going on? What? She was being assaulted. Yeah, by you. No, I saved her. She was being attacked by 3 different young boys, ganging up on her and hollering at her and everything else. It's this little guy right here that wound up trying to jump in and save the day. If anything, you should be thanking him. We will not thank that brat. Excuse me, what'd you say? You heard me. Even though he helped the young lady Hyuga here. As well, Hinata's father eventually pops out. What's going on? Hinata, why are you back so soon? And he goes, you must be your old man. And who are you? The name is Izuku Midoriya, but most people call me Deku. Your daughter was attacked by 3 young men. 3 boys. They were harassing her, insulting her. One even threw a rock general direction. This little guy decided to jump in and protect her. Crazy as it is, he was outnumbered 3-on-1 and he still put up a decent fight. I separated all 3 of them. Don't know why they would pick on either one of them, but there you go. I figured best thing to do would be bring her back to somewhere she knows is safe. As well, he's studying this man, this strange individual before him with dark green hair, and from what he can tell by his pulse and everything else using the Byakugan, he's telling the truth. And you're saying this kid tried to save my daughter? Yes. Then I thank you both. Now, Leave. No problem. As Izuku, after getting at a certain distance away, goes, "Sorry about that, little man. Some people can be a bit hard. They thanked me." What? He thanked me. I've... Oh boy. Yeah, you... Izuku begins to realize, ooh, I remember that look. Oh, good God. Is that how Ma looked at me? Oh, this must be how Ma felt all those years back. Oh, no wonder she gained a lot of weight for a kid. I would have stress ate too if this was my kid. Wait, he doesn't have a family. He gets on the headset. Momo! Yes, dear, we got an issue. What? I saved a kid. Okay, he doesn't have a family. Okay. Does he have an... He doesn't... They kicked him out of the orphanage. What? How can they... I don't know. Anyways, would you mind... No. Let's meet up with each other. No problem. Yeah, that sounds good. You're like, okay, where you want to meet up at? I'll come to you. What do you mean? GPS. You have a GPS on me? Well, how else am I supposed to keep track where you go? Sometimes I forget to remember how scary you are. Like, yeah, that... Oh, boy. Who was that? My wife. Your wife? My wife. I've never seen you around the village. Well, we're kinda new here. As Izuku's danger sense is still kinda popping off from behind him, yeah, he's noticed the shinobi looking over him and everything else, and he begins to get some weary looks from the crowd as he realizes he's carrying Naruto. More and more shinobi show up thinking he's going to try and steal the Nine Tails. As, yeah, he's just going around and, well, he basically is treating Naruto to a day to himself, giving him different candies and going to different stalls and things like that. And yeah, let's just say anyone who tries to insult or badmouth little Naruto, they kind of look over and see Izuku there with a little bit of the crazy smile, like, what did you say? He's not a demon, he's a child. Don't call him that. Don't. I will hurt you. Don't call him that. Now, are you gonna give me the candy or what? Whatever. Yeah, he gives him some candy, and Naruto tears up a bit, and he goes, "Oh no! Oh no! 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 What did I do? No need to cry now. No need to cry." He's like, "This is so happy." I'm like, what? I'm so happy. No one's ever done things like this with me before. Like, oh, you poor child. As eventually Momo meets up with him and goes, "So this is the boy you were telling me about?" "Yeah, this be him. Isn't he adorable?" "Why is he teary-eyed?" "I gave him a lollipop." "And?" "He said it's the nicest thing anyone's done for him." "What?" "I'm not joking. Kind of look at the crowd right now. You see the looks? Yeah, they're turning their heads now. But you see the looks? Yeah. Yeah. They ain't exactly what you would call friendly towards a little man." "Why? Naruto, what? Why don't they like you?" "They say I'm a demon." "A demon? You're too adorable to be a demon." as she pinches his cheeks and all of that. And so that's whenever a certain white-haired man wearing a bandana with a metal symbol over his over his left eye shows up. You too. Hmm? Yeah, what is it? The Hokage would like to meet you. The Hokage? Yes. What's the Hokage? He's the leader of the Leaf Village. Oh. Uh-huh. And why would he like to meet us? You're holding Naruto. Yeah, I am. What about it? We're here to figure out what your intentions are. Alright. As goes, come on, Naruto. Let's have a visit with this guy. As they're about to take off, one of the other shinobi, now realizing Kakashi is there, comes up and says, "You're not taking Naruto with you." Like, what? He stays here. You two go alone. Not happening. Deku? No, Momo. I saw how these people treated him. And I saw how those kids looked at him. I'm not letting him get bullied just because I left him here alone. A hero doesn't do that type of stuff. So I'm going to give you one chance to let go of my arm. Otherwise, I'm going to break it. You can't take all of us. You try that and you will get killed. Momo? Yes, yes, dear, I know. As Deku hands Naruto over to Momo as she gently holds him and he begins popping several bones in his body as he begins to let loose one for all. The full cowling kicks in, the sparks kick up, he begins to float as the black tendrils of Black Whip pour out of his body, as he begins to get that crazy expression on his face going, "You really want to try me?" Even Kakashi's going like, "Wait a minute." Lifts up his left eye there for a moment, goes, "That's not jutsu." Oh crap. Is it some sort of strange Kekkei Genkai? What the hell is this? As he lowers it back down, and yeah, needless to say, they are very, very scared about what has just transpired. And Kakashi goes up and goes, hold it, hold, whoa. We're meant to talk. We'll talk. There's no need for violence. As Izuku calms down and takes a deep breath in before exhaling, the sparks go away, one for all gets reconcealed, the tendrils go back in, and he just goes, fine. As they begin to head off towards, well, the Hokage's office. As Izuku's danger sense is popping off like crazy, he knows that that those guys fear him, and he also feels the other Anbu in the, well, not he doesn't know they're Anbu, but he feels the other presences in the building. As soon as he gets into the office, he can tell that there's like 3 guys hidden in the room. As the Hokage goes, "Hello. Now, who are you and why are you hanging around Naruto?" "I'm Izuku Midoriya, also known as Hiro Deku. This is my wife, Momo Yaoyorozu." or now Momo Midoriya. And the reason we're hanging around the kid is make sure no one hurts him. What? You heard me. Do you not see the way these people treat him? You know him by name, so I'm assuming that you at least heard of his plight. How people keep calling him a demon. How he was kicked out of the orphanage. Am I wrong? No. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, what are you doing about it? Well, we provide him with a place to stay and money to eat things, to buy things to eat. Like, you're giving a kid money. Where's his legal guardian? What? His legal guardian. Someone assigned to watch over and protect him. Or can no one in this village be trusted to do that? The subject is more complicated than you know. Subject? The subject is you're abusing a child. And as a hero, I won't tolerate it. And if you think those three people behind me, to the left of me, and to the right of me are going to be able to stop me, then you are sadly mistaken. What? So tell me, what do you think of the situation now? I'm thinking you should leave our village. Okay. Come on, Naruto. Turns out we're leaving. You are not taking Naruto with you. Well, I'm certainly sure as hell not leaving him here with you. You are not responsible for that child. And then who is? I am. You sure as hell don't act like it. You allow these people to treat him like a pest, a monster, a freak. You've seen the way they look at him. You've seen the way they treat him. And you still do nothing? You provide him food. You provide him with money and a place to live. But that's it. It's like you're trying to groom him to be a monster. What? What do you think happens to a child after repeated amounts of abuse? Both mental and physical. They begin to view the world one of two ways. They either take the super apologetic route, where they try and make people happy constantly, try to fit in, try to be one of them, even if it hurts, even if they have to change things about themselves that they never wanted. Or they become resentful, quiet, hateful, bitter. They take the world, whatever the world's shoveled upon them, and throw it back at them. Not letting anyone in, not letting anyone close, not giving a damn. Those are the two most likely outcomes. So you tell me, Lord Hokage, what the hell are you doing? Because it's obviously not taking care of this boy. Then what would you suggest, Deku? As he looks at Momo, and she Allow me, hun. What? I'll take care of this. So, we're in a predicament. So we can both help each other out. Wait, what? What she take... Okay. What do you mean predicament? Simple. We were separated from our people. Oh, yes, the caravan. Wrong. That was a lie. A lie. To be honest, we're from a place far, far, far from here. Izuku, if you wouldn't mind, would you please give them a demonstration of one of your of about, say, 5% strength? Say, at that window right there? Oh, you sure? Yes, please. Um, okay. As he holds out his hand and curls up his middle finger under his thumb and goes, Air Force, 5% smash. Huh? As he flicks and a very powerful gust of wind blasts out and shatters the window completely and utterly, just blowing it straight out and, honestly, crumpling it into a very fine powder as it does so. As Momo's holding on to Naruto and Naruto's looking at this going, awesome! What the hell was that? As the Anbu get it, uncover themselves fully, and look like they're about to attack until, well, Black Whip gathers them all together and slams them into one another almost as immediately as they uncover themselves, before tossing them out the same said window really fucking quickly. It was, hope they're okay. Oh, don't worry, I made sure to toss them back first. Most they'll wind up with a few broken bones, but that doesn't hurt anyone too bad for too long. Izuku, Recovery Girl isn't here anymore. Isn't here with us. Be like, oh, never mind, that's gonna hurt for a while. Like, oh well, they attacked us. Wait. Meanwhile, Kakashi is there, thinking about attacking, but he wanted to see where this kind of goes, because he also has somewhat of an interest with Naruto. So, what was the point of that, Momo? Simple. That was him at 5%. 5. And he completely shattered that window into, well, mostly dust, as you can see. No large shards or anything like that, just a fine powder. He can crank that up by another 95% and blast a hole in that mountain, or possibly break that mountain completely in half. But he won't. He's a hero. He fights for truth and justice. Where we're from, it's kind of our job to do so. However, we're very, very far away from our home. And we currently don't know how to get back. So until someone comes for us, or until we find a way, we say we negotiate and make it to where we're Naruto's legal guardians. What? He's lacking an upbringing, you're lacking people to watch over him who don't hate him. In addition to that, pardon me, Izuku, if you're gonna do that, please go outside. Sorry, couldn't help it. Ramen was the only thing I had. I swear. Be glad you're cute. Be like, always. As she goes back to the Hokage. Now, we'll watch over him. And in doing so, you're going to give us a place to live. A proper place. A place with a yard, and such to where we can house him and take care of little Naruto. And what do I get in exchange? Simple. You get me and Izuku working for you. Working for me. Huh? Honey, shush. Business is talking. You've seen his power, and he can go a lot higher than that. So I tell you, yet again, this is your best option. We work with you and your village. In exchange, we raise Naruto. Until you eventually leave. Well, that depends, but yes. Granted, we'll talk more about that when it occurs, because we're more than likely going to take him with us. Unless some serious things change. You know we can't let you do that. You know you can't stop us. Do you really want to try me? Do you really want to see what he'll do to you for threatening me? Meanwhile, they kind of look at Izuku and they can see the sparks beginning to fly. As they go, did you just threaten my wife? For now, that seems like a decent arrangement. See? I told you. So, for a time being, we'll go back to where Naruto currently is staying, until you arrange for us to have a proper house. We should expect something by the end of the day. Wait, what? You heard me. Otherwise, well, don't be surprised if you have to try and find us. What a shrewd woman. Meanwhile, Izuku still holds on to Naruto, carrying him on his shoulders, and smiling bright, going, that's my wife. And that's where I'll end this episode off, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. Stay safe. Bye for now.